Hey, so welcome back to the channel. So today we are going to be talking, about Google Ads building strategies. So in this video, I'm going to show you, which type of bid strategy you are going to be using at each stage in your account. So buckle and let's get into the video. So what is Google Ads bidding? So when we talk about Google Ads bidding on Google Ads, we are referring to the process advertisers go through in order to have their ads shown to their users. That's what bidding basically is. And bidding essentially dictates what you're willing to spend per click or per number of views for an ad. And there are multiple different bidding options that determine how you want to do that. So Google Ads works as an auction-based marketplace, while multiple factors impact your ranking on how you're going to appear in the ad placements, whether you're going to appear on the first, on the second, or the third ranking. And one of the factors is a strong bid. When you have a strong bid, it's one of the is a very strong factor for you to appear higher. While there are also some other factors that come into place. So choosing the wrong bid strategy often leads to higher costs, wasted ad spend, and inconsistent bidding. That's why at each stage in your account, you always want to choose the right bid at each stage in your account to get a good performance. So let's and the right strategy lowers costs, improve leads or sales quality, and makes your results more predictable. So let's get into the different bidding strategies and when to use each of these bid strategies. So the first one we have here is manual cost per click, and when to use manual cost per click is, as you can see, my first point here is when you are just starting a new campaign or a new account or a new business to advertising on Google. You don't have any data. You want to start with manual CPC, because manual CPC, second point here, gives you full control over your bids at the keyword or group level. I'm going to explain this on granular. You want to use this also when you are testing keywords, audiences, or placements before handling control over to your automation. When you've tested this, and from there, as far as your conversion tracking is on, the Google's machine learning, is going to learn what works, learn what doesn't, and when you give the control over to the smart bidding, it already knows what works, and what doesn't from the data that is gotten over time. And why do you want to use Manual CPC? Manual CPC allows you to set specific bids for each keyword. Okay, you see, you do your keyword research and you see a keyword, bidding for it is about the bid for it is about $5. You can bid on that for that specific keyword, and Google is not going to either go higher or go below. It's going to for that specific keyword, when someone clicks on your ad, just that amount for that bid is what it was going to be removed from your budget, either from the day or the month. And it's going to give you more control over where your ads appear and how much you are willing to pay for each click, like I just said. And this is crucial for understanding which keywords are performing well, like I said, and which ones needs adjustments. When you're bidding manually, you're going to see which keywords, which ones are doing well, which ones are not doing well, and double down on the ones that are doing well, and eradicate the ones that are not, while showing good performance. And it gives you precision, but doesn't optimize in real time. And it's best for testing or very niche campaigns. But you want to use this when you're just new to advertising on Google, and you have lots of data. And later you want to transition to the next level of bid strategy at the next stage in your account. So maximize clicks. When to use maximize clicks, the goal is traffic or brand awareness rather than direct conversions. Google is going to, with this big strategy, Google is going to try to get you as much clicks as possible, which might be looking for traffic or brand awareness rather than direct conversions. And the next point here is you're in a research phase. You're collecting data from the clicks, you're building your marketing audiences, you're testing new ones. This one here, you have a budget limited campaign where you want the most clicks as possible within your budget. You want the most clicks as possible within your budget. When someone clicks your account, from the data you've gotten, while you're collecting data from those traffic, you can use them to build your marketing audiences for the kind of people that didn't convert, and because not all are going to convert, because Google here is optimizing for you know getting you as much clicks as possible. It doesn't care. It doesn't really care if it's going to convert or not. Just getting as much clicks as possible. So why are you going to use maximize clicks? Maximize clicks focuses on getting the most clicks possible within your set budget, like I just said. Is a good option for new campaigns, especially those targeting a local area with low search volume. When you have low, when check the keyword or the area targeting, and you see that there low search volume over there, who is going to try to get you as much clicks as possible, so you can from that collate data and see what works. Or when you want to quickly gather data, like I just said, on what keywords, ad copy, and landing pages perform best. However, it can lead to irrelevant clicks, especially if you don't have clear targeting or conversion goals, like I just said here. It doesn't really optimize for getting the most conversions as possible. Just focuses on getting you the clicks, maximum clicks. So here, maximize conversions. So with this one, Google is going to, and before you use this type of bid strategy, you have to make sure you've gotten at least, like my third point here, 15 to 30 conversions in the last 30 days. I see too many advertisers, too many business owners get into Google and immediately they go into uh, maximize conversions, which is really really bad, like really really bad. You're going to wreck your campaigns, because these maximize conversions requires data to optimize off of, and since you are new, you don't have lots of data yet, so you don't want to consider using maximize conversions when you're just starting out, because I see that's the mistake so many businesses make when starting with Google. So here is just trying to use Google's AI to get you as many conversions as possible within your budget. And you want to use this when you don't have a clear CPA or ROAS target here. I'm going to explain this in a second. And like I say here, you already have some conversion data. And what this actually means is that, from this, when you're using maximize conversions, you really don't know. You just want Google to get you as much conversions as possible. You really don't care how much you're willing to pay for each conversion. But when you have a clear cost per acquisition, which is how much it takes you to acquire a customer, then you can set your target cost per acquisition, or the target return on ad spend, and Google will try to get you. I'm going to explain that. Moving too fast, I'm going to explain that in the next type of bidding strategy here. So why use maximize conversions? Maximize conversions bidding in Google Ads is beneficial because it leverages Google's AI to automatically adjust bids to get the most conversions possible within your budget. This strategy is ideal for advertisers who want to efficiently spend their budgets and achieve high volume as conversions, get as many conversions as possible within your budget, especially when they are not focused on specific cost per acquisition, like I say here, or return on ad spend ROAS targets, like when you don't really know how much it usually costs you to acquire a customer. That's when you want to be using this. So the next one, target cost per acquisition, TCPA, cost per acquisition, and you want to use this like I was explaining in the last one. Now you've known how much when to use this is what you can afford to pay per lead or sale. From the maximize conversions, you've transitioned to target CPA, because you've gotten enough conversions of how much you can afford to pay per each conversion on action taken on your website from data you've gotten. And also for this one, you have to have enough historical conversions, like always, because this is smart bidding. You have to let the data guide it. And you're optimizing for efficiency and want to keep acquisition costs predictable. Why? This helps optimize campaigns for conversions while managing costs. You want to optimize your campaigns while also managing your costs. You want to say, oh Google, I don't want you, overpaying for just getting me conversions. I want you to get me a conversion within this amount. If it's $50, you say your target ROAS, as 500, your target CPA for, $50, and uh, Google try to get you a conversion as much as possible within that target. And it uses machine learning to adjust bids in real time, aiming to maximize conversions within a target cost per acquisition. And this strategy is particularly useful for campaigns where conversion values are relatively, consistent, where each, the conversions in your business, or, your values are relatively, consistent. If you're, a service-based businesses, you know how much each, value, the values of your conversions are relatively, the same, they are consistent. That's when you want to use target cost per acquisition, and where the goal is to acquire customers at a specific cost. You want to acquire customers at, specific targets, $50, $100. Next one here is target ROAS, target return on investment, and we want to use this when you want to optimize for revenue and to have a clear understanding of the value of your conversions. And also you have to have solid conversion value data here, your purchase values. You have to have the data, because target ROAS, you want to usually, target ROAS is just saying, okay, optimize towards, it's telling Google to optimize towards getting you the most, getting you convert, not only getting you volume of, much volume of conversions, but you want to be profitable on each conversion. As you can see on my next step here, you care more about profitability than just volume. And you want to use these target ROAS because it focuses on maximizing revenue by prioritizing higher value conversions. That's why you have to, know your conversion value data. Then, you set your target ROAS, from the data you've gotten. That is 500%. You want to get $5 out of every $1 you spent. That's when you want to use target return on ad spend. And it's ideal when you have a clear understanding of which conversion values I want to optimize for profitability rather than just clicks or volume. Next one here. The quick rule of thumb for all of these are, when you don't have any data yet, start with manual CPC or maximize clicks. When you have some conversion data, start with, when you have some conversion data in your account, then you want to move over to maximize conversions. Then when you know your how much you pay per lead or per conversion, then you want to move over to, target CPA. And this is mostly for, businesses that have different, you know conversion values that are different. So when you know your margins and revenue, maybe for e-commerce businesses or service-based businesses that might have different conversion values, then you want to use, target ROAS. So that's it. I am going to see you on the next video. Ciao.